First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and of course,
Twitch.tv/upNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch room.
First and foremost, we are your NXT friends. And we'll always be your NXT friends, and that means even when we are in the middle of a move.
Yes. Well, an end of a move. I guess we're in the middle. We're not set up
No. We look a little weird tonight on
I'm mad.
Twitch.
I'm mad by it.
It's because
we've got shadows.
We've upgraded for the listeners here. We'll get to the NXT, we promise. But the BDE, the Braden Davey Estate, has become no more. It's changed to the new BDE.
Yes.
The BDE 2, the BDE Tower, the BDE Waterfront.
Yes. BDE Key.
BD
Key.
The BDE Key, yeah. Because we are now in this awesome condo downtown Toronto near the lake. We get crazy views. We literally are the views from the 6 because we got all views of all over the place with windows and everything.
We see everything here. Buildings, water, highways, towers. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so we've just been living the best life, to be honest. We're not trying to brag, but we want to say thanks. This is what we kind of do for a living, and through these crazy times of pandemic and stuff, podcasting has definitely kept us sane, and we've made friends via all over the world from this podcast and keeping connections and stuff, and the Patreon. The Patreon, where our supporters help us, and we're proudly supported by our patrons, and, well, that's kind of like the only kind of gigs we got going around, and it's helped us, and we finally moved on up next. We're moving on up.
We did. We met the landlord today.
Yeah.
And as you know, if you've been following our adventures trying to move, we got turned down by a few people.
They hated us.
And they're like, podcasting, what's that? Whereas this guy's like, you guys podcast? Rock on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll give you a place to live.
So we're feeling super happy right now. We're on top of the world. We've been just unpacking everything. We got brand new. I don't want to say that we've been using Amazon, but we've been
using Amazon.
We got new gamer chairs for the watch-alongs and set. The set is a work in progress for those.
I wish it was ready for today.
But we got big things coming.
We've got things coming.
We are upgrading. Yeah, we got some ideas. Don't worry, Kyrie, the cutout of Kyrie has made the move.
Yeah,
she's here.
Thrown her around a bit earlier.
If you follow the upNXT Instagram account and Twitter at upNXT Podcast for all the moves and stuff, all the views and stuff, because now we can see the CN Tower, we can see Drake chilling on it.
We can, because we do our Wednesday night dinners. Sorry, Tuesday night
Tuesdays,
now, I guess.
Yeah.
We can cook and watch NXT at the same time. There's none of this running into the kitchen to see if something's boiling over.
Yeah.
And, it's back. It's
back.
Fuck, I've got to go back and...
Now we have an apartment.
But the chicken's burning.
Yeah. We feel like we're a proper sitcom set now.
Yeah.
We have a proper, beautiful condo near the lake, and we're super stoked, and we're chilling. We out here.
We're happy.
Yeah.
We're very happy.
That's it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. So what's been going on? We've been busy because we've just been unpacking and moving and stuff. And we have been ordering a lot of stuff, not just from Amazon, from other places too. Is IKEA banned too? Is that canceled?
Yeah, from other terrible corporations.
Probably. Yeah. Yes. Fuck. I don't know. We've been trying to make our house nice.
But we did free cycle. We got a coffee table.
We got a coffee table from a friend. Yeah, a nice glass, and it looks beautiful. It matches. It goes with all our stuff. We got stuff starting to show up on the walls, so that's good. We have a hard time putting that big Jim Morrison picture back up.
Yeah,
it's
I think
tough.
he's going to tear the place down.
He's heavy.
Yeah,
super heavy.
Unnecessary.
But we got all sorts of other stuff, so we're work in progress.
We're happy.
Moving is stressful.
I'm exhausted. Like the last few weeks have been so stressful, and I'm still trying to like recover from it. But I'm getting there. Now kind of everything's done. Like the stressful part's out the way. Getting the actual movers who are 90 minutes late and then trying to charge us $100 more than quoted.
Oh yeah,
But still, I wouldn't have wanted to do it.
Yeah, we had movers that were scheduled for 8 a.m. because we figured out we are moving like really last minute, like within the week. So we got movers last minute, and we said we got the elevator from 9 to 12. So that's 3 hours of moving some stuff, and there's only 2 of us. It can't be that much. So we got the movers to show up at 8 so we could be here when we get the elevator, so it could be a swift movement. But then we wake up, we're ready to go, got everything packed. Movers don't show up. I call them. They go, oh, sorry, like they're running a little late. They added a move last night, 2 a.m. I'm like, what? Okay, so we wait. How long did we wait? We waited like an hour and a half.
They were 90 minutes late, yeah.
Our
9:20 they came.
Yeah, our movers were supposed to be there at 8. They came at 9:20 in the morning. So I'm a little pissed off.
And then the very first thing I say, because I see this lorry, this truck arrive.
Yeah.
It's huge, like too big for what we need. And
I specifically said to them, even before she said, the person I talked to on the phone for this moving company was like, we have 3 different truck sizes. I'm like, yeah, there's only 2 of us. It's like not a full house. It's just 2 guys moving into an apartment. Like, it's not going to be that much. There's a few beds, that couch. Like, she's like, okay. So when you said, oh, you need it to be a specific thing, I'm like, yeah.
It couldn't be more than 3 meters.
So, like, there again.
Did you tell them it couldn't be more than 3 meters?
No.
Well, there you go.
No. She had told me there was 3 sizes and that she wasn't picking any of the big ones for a move because it was only us 2 guys.
Yeah.
Because she was going to charge me more for the bigger trucks.
Right.
So I said no.
Yeah.
So when you said that to me, I was like, perfect, because I specifically remember her saying, like, you have to pay more for the bigger trucks, and I said no. And then in the end, they finally get the stuff. The guy's a little loopy.
The very first thing I say to him is like, hi, how big is this? He goes, I don't know. I go, okay, because it can't be bigger than 3 meters, otherwise we're not going to have anywhere to park this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sure enough, it's like 3 meters 5 or something.
Like bless the 2 dudes, bless anyone who does hard labor.
Fuck them.
No, like they got our stuff out and in time, and we worked around the problems and stuff like that. But then when it came time, like they go like talk for the rate. Like I was told a specific rate, and then I was told a specific rate, and then I was gonna tip like these guys.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these guys are fucking late, but like they still did a quick and good job. So I was like, all right, like they got back on my good side. And then they make me talk to the owner on speakerphone, and he goes, yeah, this is your new rate. And it's like, well no. And then you saw I just basically cut a promo on them, and I'm like, first of all, you're fucking 90 minutes late. Second of all, fucking no. The woman on the phone gave me a rate of this. And then I quickly pulled up the email. Of course, in the email, there was no rate written down. I was like, listen, I'm paying you what you told me I was going to pay you, and then I'm tipping your boys, which probably equals about the new rate. So it's either your boys don't get tipped or whatever. So I'll leave it up to them. And of course, what do you think they go? We'll take that tip. So you saw, I got into a little. Yeah. I got into a little.
It was fun. I mean, we were lucky that no one had booked the elevator after us because we were an hour over our time.
Yeah.
So
someone was using the elevator after us.
Yeah. Like it's
a
stressful
cool world.
time.
Moving is so stressful,
I hate it.
And then you're trying to like think, gosh, should I throw out stuff? You find stuff you don't want to see. You're like, God, what do I do with certain things? It's just the whole thing is just like. But we did it.
We did it.
We made it.
And we're here.
We made it. Yeah. So times are good. The BD's looking up.
Yes.
Yeah, so way more podcasts to come in the near future, and a new set, which will look good. Not just a white wall.
White wall
with
and
Kyrie.
Yeah.
At least we got
and
Kyrie.
Shadows. I'm mad about the shadows.
Yeah. We'll work on the Twitch game, but we got nice chairs now.
Yeah.
And a new desk coming.
Yeah.
Bookshelves. The whole lot.
Life would be good.
Yeah, we need an Amazon wish list so people can just help us buy shit for our set. This is up next, though. We are an NXT podcast, and we do talk about NXT. We also talk about AEW on BD Elite every Wednesday night. Tomorrow, Blood and Guts We're going to be doing our first ever watch along from the new BDE with a Blood and Guts watch along and then a post show as well, live all on twitch.tv/upnextpodcast. And then, of course, the podcast will be out wherever. But join us for the watch along as well, because that'll be super fun. An AEW live Dynamite watch along we've not done.
No, we haven't. Not Dynamite.
Yeah.
No, should be good.
So super excited for that. The War Games. In fact, we've done a War Games show. We let the upNXT, there's an elite upNXT Facebook group that you can ask to join, and we will let you in. And we put them to a poll of, let's go back and watch an old War Games pay-per-view in honor of Blood and Guts. And the Facebook group voted for a WCW Nitro from 2000.
You voted for it as well.
I did, yeah, but I didn't realize. I fucked up. It's WCW War Games 2000, which is the triple cage. So we just recorded that today. I'll release it maybe later out tonight in honor of Blood and Guts. So listen to me and Davey talk all about WCW 2000.
The last time a War Games match was on TNT.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Although, was it a War Games match, really?
Is it really?
It felt more like a Russo's Revenge, didn't it, to me?
That's what WCW felt like.
War Games 2000.
It was the video game, essentially. Yeah. So the triple cage, and then maybe we also mention how you've never seen Ready to Rumble, but you have to listen to that show to hear that. And the Patreon is where it's at, because not only is that War Games 2000 show coming out, but we are also doing a very crazy Up Yours. We let our World Champ patrons pick movies or wrestling or anything, and we'll review it with them. Sometimes they come on, sometimes they don't. We just did the strangest crossover of The Outsiders, which was awesome. So check out us reviewing that classic Greaser versus Soch's movie. But this week, we're talking about Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. Robert Frith, one of our world champions, one of our very early world champions as well, picked Pee-wee's Big Adventure for us to watch.
Oh my God. You've never seen this either?
Not seen this one, no.
Oh, it's Tim Burton, I believe?
I think so,
yeah. So it's definitely up your alley. I think you'll quite enjoy it. But yeah, we'll talk about Pee-wee and Large Marge and all the sorts this week. All the weird reviews that we got going on the Patreon. But the May schedule is out.
May schedule's out. Lots of wrestling, lots of movies. Check it out. It's on our Twitter. It's on our Facebook page. Quite excited for this month. It's all over the place as always.
Yeah, and it's not noted on the schedule, but we mentioned that there might possibly be a future watch-along / sing-along in the near future. Yeah,
we're going to decide on a date, but in the next couple of weeks we're going to do a Disney sing-along on Zoom, because why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
We all need some singing in our lives.
We tend to sing Disney anyway on our watch-alongs when a match is a little dull.
Yeah.
So why not just do it?
We have one in mind. We have a few in mind, but we're starting off with one here that's pretty good.
We've already told him what it is. I don't know why you're being coy.
When did we say it?
Last week.
Oh.
Yeah. Beauty and the Beast.
So look forward to that as well. But again, go check out all the socials and the Patreon there for all these shows coming out. So many podcasts, so much fun, all that stuff. I guess we can get into this week's NXT. There is some news that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
But it's kind of more related to AEW.
Okay.
Because it involves their champion.
Right. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it.
And how someone else has called him out, because he's not only AEW champion, but Kenny Omega is also the AAA champ over there. And Andrade Cien Almas has challenged him for Triple Mania.
That sounds amazing.
Dream match.
That's definitely a dream match. That is a match we've talked about on this show, saying we'd love to see that one day. Way before there were even talks of Andrade leaving WWE. So, that sounds amazing. I'm sure we'll do very good business for AAA.
100%.
Yeah, I'm trying to look, because it feels like we only just had Triple Mania, but that's because it was pushed back, right?
Yeah, it's usually in the summertime. It's usually I think July or August. So
yes, normally scheduled for August.
So I mean that sounds like a match that would just be a big draw to all the fans. Like, you get the WWE people who like Andrade but wanted to see him do more, and then the Kenny crowd. Like, it just all kind of comes together.
Their styles will just go together so well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Andrade versus a lot of people. I want Andrade Okada. I want Andrade in the G1, right? But Andrade versus Kenny sounds insane. So Andrade versus Joe. in some other territory.
Is Joe allowed?
Who knows?
We still don't know, do we?
We don't know.
Yeah.
But I want it to happen. But yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, no, that sounds really.
We'll
really
be covering
up
that
our
for
alley,
sure.
and I'm sure we'll do another watch along because we loved the Triple Mania last year. That was so much fun. Chessman versus Pagano.
We loved what was it? Triple Mania was the Chessman Pagano and this weird Hugo bladed for no reason.
Yeah.
There was the Kenny Laredo Kid match
Yeah.
as well. So there was a lot of good stuff on that show.
That weird women's gauntlet thing.
That show was terrible, but
That
it was so much
bad
fun.
show, but yeah,
but one of the
very
best shows of the year. Well, let's get into some NXT because maybe this was one of the best shows of the year for NXT at least because we're talking about NXT from May 4th. Yes, May the 4th be with you always. NXT from the Capitol Wrestling Center, and we start off with a bit of a grudge match.
Yeah, like this has been brewing for a while. We've seen it's almost a best of 5 or best of 7 here between these guys.
Leon Ruff, Isaiah, Swerve, Scott, they're going to settle it. They've been attacking. It all started with Swerve being a dick, and then Ruff getting some revenge, attacking him the same way. Then they had a match, which was like a show stealer. And then now here it is.
Both have wins over each other.
Yeah, and now it's a false count anywhere. Like they're going to fight all over the place here. So the match starts off, and Ruff runs right at Swerve, but runs right into a knee and sells it like he's just like about to lose right away.
I loved the start of this match. Swerve just kind of like playing possum almost, just biding his time in the corner, getting ready, knowing that Ruff is going to try and jump him, and just turns around, lifts his knee, smacks him right in the face. I thought it was a great start.
They go back and forth for counter, which is great. And then Swerve is on the outside, and Ruff goes for a tope, but it's caught onto the shoulders of Swerve. And then he gives him a Death Valley driver into the apron, just dumping him. This was nasty.
Just on his head.
Yeah, this was crazy. Wow. They go back in the ring, and Swerve hits him with this crazy high-angle superplex, starts chopping him around. Apparently, there's we go to break, and there's picture-in-picture. We don't get that in Canada. They just go to break, even though they promote it. They're like, here's picture-in-picture, and then we don't get it. But apparently they were like fighting all around ringside with like toolboxes and weapons and stuff like that. When we come back...
It's the lights. They were fighting around the lights.
When we come back, there's this crazy tope from Ruff off the stage. Goes for his crucifix bomb off the second rope, but it's only a near fall. There's then a spot where Swerve is on the apron, and it's Ruff who hits him with a poison rana off the apron, sending Swerve flying. This was crazy.
Yeah, this looked nuts.
Yeah, poison rana, just crazy.
To the floor off the apron.
There's then Ruff who comes at him with the toolbox to like the ankle here. Was there a spot where Swerve dodges him and basically JML drives him on the outside after throwing him into the glass and stuff? Just the crazy back and forth is insane. Ruff, though, comes back with the toolbox to the knee and then a knee bar and then flying cutters all over the place. Cutter there, and then does one off the barricade. He's going for one on the outside, and Ruff climbs the camera set crew, and then we see this guy show up who attacks Leon Ruff, AJ Francis, who puts Ruff on his shoulders and hits him with kind of like the Ushigoroshi. It's like the fireman carry attitude adjustment, but onto the railing, just destroying him. He was out. Swerve picks him up in the ring, hits the JML driver, and just again crushing this kid. Is taking all of these crazy bumps, and Isaiah Swerve Scott's going sicko mode. He beats Leon Ruff.
This was great. I feel this feud has kind of been the Keith Lee Dominik Dijakovic feud from a couple of years ago, where it just was on TV and sort of snuck up on you and you went, wow, these are great. I've really loved this, all these matches, and I thought this one was great. I know with the street fight being later, I like how they kept the weapons just to that toolbox. Everything else was just nasty bumps, like stuff on the floor, stuff in
around
on
ring.
The screens, the ramp and stuff like that. And it reminded me, we watched that Botchamania the other day where it was that 205 Live match, I think, where was it Buddy Murphy and Ali, and they said, okay, it's a no DQ match, but you're not allowed to use any weapons because we got this match on later, and all they used was the stairs. Do you remember we watched it the other night?
Yeah.
And they actually did a really good match, and I kind of felt this was maybe what these guys were told.
Weird.
But I loved it. And then AJ Francis, it took me a second to realize I've been watching this Hidden Treasures show. I didn't know this guy was a wrestler. I just thought he was a guy who was interested in Mick Foley's old flannel Cactus Jack shirt.
Yeah, I'm not super aware of him, but apparently, like, he does music with Swerve.
Okay.
He was in a studio with him last week, apparently, in the video, and, like, it kind of seems there's a whole unit here. Because after the match, Swerve squads up because he's got this guy, AJ Francis, Ashanti, the Adonis, is there, and then I can't remember the other one, but like
the girl's name?
Yeah, they got a whole, like, squad here with Isaiah Swerve Scott. And he got his win over Leon Ruff. I mean, he did it in a sleazy way, but he wins.
I liked it, and I like this new group. I think they seem, I think they look good. They look cool and seem kind of real. Don't feel WWE-ified yet. Like, I feel these are genuine people that would hang out together, and I could imagine them, leaving now and just heading out on the town. Maybe Swerve should put some clothes on, but yeah. It feels like a good fit, I think.
They are, like, they make music and stuff together.
Right.
I've seen their Instagrams and stuff. So, like, they definitely are working together and stuff. So I'm definitely interested in that. Hip-hop and wrestling goes together for me.
And Ruff was taking nasty bumps in
crazy.
this. Just throwing all around the place.
So is Swerve. Swerve's insane. We've seen Swerve do some crazy things.
I really like both these guys.
This was awesome.
Especially Swerve.
This was awesome. This was a banger, honestly. These guys went out there and just did some crazy stuff, but definitely delivered. And I'm interested to see Swerve's empire grow. We go to Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. They're barging into William Regal's office when we see he's sitting down with Scarlett. And Johnny's talking about Karrion Kross and Dexter Lumis, or who, I don't know who Johnny's mad at. He's always mad at someone, but he's mad about the Bronson Reed title match he has next week. And Austin Theory looks over at Scarlett, who is wearing, I guess you could say, maybe a revealing top, so to speak. And Austin Theory looks down at her and says, "Whoa, those are huge. Are they real? They gotta be. Those are the biggest nails I've ever seen. Let me see these nails." And he's looking at her, like, claw-like nails, and pulls them away. Yes, boob jokes on NXT.
Why not? We were watching WCW earlier. There were loads of boob jokes.
Yeah,
and Major Guns.
I mean,
it's Lance Storm and Elix Skipper again.
If you're comparing boob jokes to, I guess, what they used to be in wrestling, then this isn't like anything crossing a line. But yeah,
no, this was funny. Yeah. Come on,
it was.
They know.
No, it was fun.
Nice little play there. High quality humor.
Just boobs.
Yeah,
boobs are always over.
I saw someone post a pic of
like
Oni Lorcan looking down from a couple of weeks ago as well with Scarlett. Quite funny.
We go to our next match, which is Asher Hale, formerly known as Anthony Henry.
Yes,
I believe so. Like a Evolve type guy, and he's going up against Cameron Grimes, the Doge coin. What is it? Doge? Not Dodge. Dog coin.
Thing,
yeah. So Cameron Grimes is up this week apparently. So he's even more richer. But he's going up against Asher Hale. This guy's got kind of like a Darby Allin look. Like got the Hot
Long
Topic hair. Like gears kind of thing, like that alt style. Sure. And
I didn't recognize him at first. He didn't look like I remembered him from Evolve.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah,
he's grown his hair out and stuff, I think, and yeah.
Well, Grimes beats down on him. Hale tries to come back with an enziguri at one point. There's then this like double leg twisting dragon screw out of the ropes, which looked pretty impressive. And then Grimes hits him with the side effect and the cave-in, and he goes to the moon. It's kind of light work. Hale got some offense. There was I mentioned the enziguri and like a springboard dropkick and stuff, but it was pretty much like Cameron just squashed him.
I wonder. We're still trying to figure out what this Diamond Mine group is, or whatever it is, that's going to be advertised later. Remember when kind of they brought in Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and they both pretty much just jobbed out to Aleister Black, didn't they, before disappearing and then coming back with this group. I still wonder if Anthony Henry might be part of that, and this might just be a little TV introduction to kind of have
he's got a cool look.
Yeah,
so.
I like his style. His
Yeah.
ring style is really good.
Yeah, I can see
obviously this
something.
was just an easy win for Grimes, but I was wondering if this was like test the waters a bit with him in front of the camera and stuff, maybe before something a bit bigger.
Yeah, hope to see it. And I like to see where Cameron Grimes gets a win at some point. We go to Caden and Casey. Yes, they're back as a team. Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. They're talking all about ghosts. And they don't really believe in ghosts, and they run out of haunted houses and stuff like that. And they have their eyes set on tag team titles, the women's tag titles. So whoever wins in the main event tonight, they want next for those women's tag titles. But then
they don't deserve it. Like, why do they?
No,
they haven't won anything.
That's what Frankie comes in.
Yeah.
Frankie Monet comes in and basically says that, like, you're not really worth that yet. She's like, one day you'll be.
Yeah.
Not. She's like, you got years to go. So that's this. So Kate and Casey just walking off the fact that Xia Li like washed them both, and then.
They said a bit about her
the
at
ghosts.
the beginning.
The ghosts and stuff, which we didn't see Xia Li or any of them.
Yeah,
so.
I still don't get these two, because I know they're meant to be baby faces, but whenever they talk, they just seem a bit whiny.
They seem not.
Do you know,
they seem like heels to me.
They do. They just feel a bit obnoxious, and I know the story was meant to be Xia Li's the heel and they're the baby faces, but I felt like they were getting into Xia's business. And even here, it's like, why are you going for the tag titles? You haven't won anything. You both just
beat
lost
Xia
a
Li
singles.
first.
Yeah, you both just lost a singles feud. But I do like how Frankie Monet is just interfering with kind of everyone in the women's division, just stirring the pot. I've quite enjoyed that.
She's a mean girl. Yeah. We go to Cameron Grimes, who's celebrating his win tonight because he's so over the moon. He's going to the moon, and he's with Everrise. And they kind of schmooze their way in with their coffee mugs, and they kind of are like, hey, we like money too and stuff. And Cameron Grimes kind of plays up. He's thinking about them joining him, but he just kind of leaves them. So Cameron Grimes is going to party without them, which would be a fun pairing.
Shame, yeah. Everrise and Grimes sounds good.
Ever Grimes.
Oh, yeah, come on. We got to have that.
Yeah, I want them to, because Grimes is the one who's been chasing after other people for, like, the stable, right? The Undisputed Era. But now Everrise is coming after him. It's like there's a chain of people.
You know, yeah. I'm picturing now, because I always say, is it Matt Martell who looks a bit like Matt Jackson, like a bit of a chubbier Matt Jackson? Then with Cameron Grimes, they can even do the money bit, all the dollar bills.
They'd be
Just
good.
turn them into NXT's Young Bucks.
They would be good to have. Like,
I think so. I think that could be quite a fun group.
And then, like, he pays them off because they do their Everrise show. He pays them off so that on their show they're like, and Cameron Grimes last week with the biggest win in NXT, like they like big him up so much. Yeah, he pays them off. Too bad Grimes doesn't hang out with.
Maybe he'll reconsider.
Hopefully, Ever Grimes coming soon. We go to the grizzled young veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake. They're ready for a match. They say they don't like how Thatcher brought over to here to North America the shoes off for Gibson chant because no one wants to see all these people's webbed toes in this dump of a country. Damn. That's pretty mean.
Yeah.
Wow. He says it's time to celebrate when the grizzled young veterans finally become tag champions, but first they got to go through these guys. And out come the actual grizzled old veterans.
They're not
older.
Old. Ciampa is younger than John Way. I looked it up during this show.
How old
are John and Way? Because I was thinking
Way?
the same thing. I'm like, the grizzled old veterans.
How old are John and Way?
I don't know if I should be saying.
Like
I'm pretty sure they say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
I think they're 36, are they not?
Probably that checks out.
Ciampa's 35.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Ciampa like is ripped though, but he had the old man hair, right?
Yeah, but then if you think about it, like I've got grey in my beard as well, but I keep it short. But if you let it go long, maybe...
Well, you're 36.
I'm 31. Fuck off. But maybe if I grew it long, and I don't know,
Yeah.
looked as tired as Ciampa does. I'm feeling as tired.
Well, he has a kid.
Yeah, true.
And like, I don't know how you feel about kids, but I have certain thoughts about kids.
I'd save it for off the air. I don't know.
Fuck them. Fuck the kids. No, I'm joking. upNXT Mania.
Right.
It's funny because they are the grizzled young veterans. Like
Yeah.
they're just
grizzled vets. They haven't said they're old. They just said we're grizzled vets.
We're grizzled vets.
We're not young, but we're not.
So it's the grizzled young veterans versus
Yeah.
the grizzled
I
veterans.
don't know how old Tim is, though. He's probably like 29 or something ridiculous.
You think Tim
No.
No, Timothy's got to be like 36 too.
He's 38.
Okay.
He's 38. Ciampa's 35.
No, I don't think that's old.
No.
Like I don't think that's old. I'm only 29 still, but
No, they're not old.
that's not old.
Yeah.
How old? I guess the grizzled young
James
veterans.
Drake's 28.
Yeah, they're
and
actually young.
Zach Gibson.
Yeah, he's probably like 30.
Zach Gibson's 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they are the grizzled young veterans. There could be like a different team that are younger, like they're like apprentices that are the grizzled younger veterans.
Yeah.
Or I guess then you can't be veterans.
I think they'll probably always be the grizzled young vets, even when they're 80.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like the young bucks are not going to just
The old
be
Bucks.
the bucks, are they? Well, we do call them the bucks. But
They'll always be the
yeah.
young
Heartbreak
Bucks.
Kid, Shawn Michaels.
All right.
He ain't no kid.
Heartbreak Man.
Heartbreak Man. That just sounds sad, doesn't it?
Sounds like a song.
I'm the Heartbreak Man.
Yeah, I like it. Someone should patent that. Make that a thing. So, grizzled young veterans versus Ciampa and Thatcher. Start off here is Thatcher and Gibson, who are tying it up back and forth with like submissions. I was kind of interested to see these two wrestle some more. Gibson and Thatcher both have this like kind of technical style. Thatcher obviously a bit more gritty and striking in the whole MMA school thing. There's then the grizzled young veterans piss off Thatcher and Ciampa that they both set them down and in stereo do the like clubs, the 10 beats of the Baron blade
10 beats
thing.
of the Baron thing. Yeah, they had him in the headlock though as they were doing
Yeah, it looked
which was
great.
nifty.
As they go to commercial break. But when we come back, it's the grizzled young vets who are like in control. And there's this weird spot where I don't know who's supposed to be the legal man. I don't think they knew.
Yeah, this was weird. It looked like it was to set up for some kind of distraction thing, but Gibson tagged in. Drake was like, no, you didn't tag in, or you weren't holding the tag rope.
You mean
or something
Drake?
Like that. Drake Wirtz.
The referee.
The ref, yeah.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to get into it. And yeah, so he was like, oh, you didn't tag in. But he was like, I did tag in. But then, meanwhile, Thatcher and Drake kind of just stopped what they were doing until Drake eventually attacked him. But I don't know, it felt like something was maybe like a distraction or something was meant to happen.
So like the ref Drake just didn't know what was going on.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. None of it.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it just was odd.
But it continued. There was a head-to-head collision. There's then Ciampa who comes in with a hot tag. The running clothesline train, just all back and forth clotheslines. Finally ends with a double clothesline out of the corner. There's then chops from Ciampa lighting up James Drake's chest is just getting super red here. Thatcher with butterfly suplexes into different transitions. Gibson tries to fight back. There's the throat chop, and then there's like a tope to Ciampa at one point. There's a stalling suplex into the twisting neck breaker, like the gold dust curtain call type move for a near fall. And then there's a shoe that gets involved here. Obviously, shoes off for Gibson. And when the
Ciampa tries to get in the ring while he's not legal.
And the referee tries to get him out of there, and it's Thatcher who's got a shoe that he takes away from Gibson, I think, from James Drake. And then he hits Gibson with the shoe in the head, like the sole of the shoe, and it's like a dress shoe, like a men's dress shoe. And then he knocks him down to the ground and then locks in the Fujiwara armbar and just wrenching away on Gibson's arm, and he is forced to tap out. So the grizzled vets, Timothy Thatcher, Toothless Tim, and Mad Daddy Ciampa win this match. But yeah, Wade Barrett's on commentary saying, wait, that's my shoe. That's my shoe. Give me my shoe. And his shoe was used as a weapon here. Shoes on Gibson.
Yeah. Interesting finish. I couldn't quite tell. From the celebration, it kind of felt like a heel turn from these two. But then as they were going up the ramp and they were getting the ref to like raise their arms, and Ciampa was doing the whole thing with putting the shoe behind his back. I'm wondering if they're going more of an Eddie route, where they're like your baby faces who are going to cheat, like especially against other heel teams. Yeah, definite like character change for this team, but not quite sure where.
Well, I mean, you gotta wait. I guess keep the Grizzled Young Vets kind of cooling for the eventual feud of MSK. So right now, go tangle with these guys. But I think it just prolongs a rematch down the line where Grizzled Young Vets get their win back, and maybe they do something even more heelish.
Do you see them doing more cheating?
Yeah, they should. The Grizzled Young Vets should definitely.
No, I'm talking about Ciampa.
Yeah, or maybe it's setting up that Ciampa was like, "Hey, why did you use the shoe? Because that's a mean tactic." Or, I don't know.
This match slightly disappointed me. It wasn't bad,
Yeah.
but I was expecting a bit more just because I really like both these teams. So it was okay, but I think there's more that these two can deliver.
Yeah, imagine these two teams at a takeover. Like, that would be crazy.
Yeah, like it just didn't feel quite there. I always enjoy Ciampa's hot tag though.
The clotheslines.
He's great.
We go to The Way, and Johnny and Theory are going to bust down Regal's door, but instead they knock. And Regal says that it's going to be Theory versus Cross next week, as well as Gargano versus Reed for the North American title. Obviously, Cross saw the segment earlier where Austin Theory was staring at Scarlett's nails.
Yes.
And he got upset. So he wants a match with Theory next week. So The Way are in some hot water next week.
Regal seemed a bit like just disapproving of it as well. Like, come on, lad. You know? Like,
you know he's watching. He's coming.
Like, come on, Austin.
Yeah. We see Isaiah Swerve Scott with the crew. And he says, I told y'all Swerve was going to beat Rough. And I did. So he walks off with his new gang. So he's full baddie mode as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got some factions.
Got a lot of factions going on.
Love factions in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's the hot thing. Factions. So hot right now. Stables.
Good. We've been wanting it. We've been calling for it for years. We've been going, where are the factions?
Where are they?
Where are they? Where have they gone? Now we've got
What are you waiting for? Where are the stables? We go to Saray, is it the Warrior of the Sun?
Yes.
She is going to face Zeta Ramir a little bit later on tonight, so that sounds pretty exciting. But we have Karrion Kross and Scarlett come out down to the ring. And Karrion Kross is in his best, how did we put it? A beast before he changes into the beast attire.
Yeah, or when he's transformed from the Beast at the end of the film, and he's still in his Beast like costume, but like his fur's gone.
This is like a Beauty and the Beast outfit.
Nice silver patterned waistcoat, shirt,
like the vest with like the weird patterns going up and down it, like very very Beauty and the Beast. He clearly is a fan of our upcoming Beauty and the Beast watch along / sing along.
I think he'll join in
if he wears the vest.
Yeah.
What's with vests?
It looks like he's into weirder shit than singing Beauty and the Beast, judging by his entrance and stuff.
And his wife's nails.
Yeah.
So Karrion Kross and Scarlett come down here. Kross has a microphone. He says, it seems like everyone wants to step up and they are not afraid. Well, I'm not afraid either. So what are we waiting for? Let's give the people what they want. Austin Theory, next week, I'm going to leave you unconscious in the ring. And as for Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle O'Reilly comes out. Cool Kyle comes down to the ring. Now he's rocking a Eazy-E t-shirt.
Okay.
He's still rocking different. It's not just bands now. It's like just artists. He's branching out.
I prefer this look, the happy Kyle, rather than the jean vest.
The jean vest is pretty happy, Kyle.
No, that's mad Kyle. That's betrayed Kyle.
You mean the denim vest?
Yeah, and then he beats Cole, and now he's all happy.
But
he wears like straw fedoras and open flannel with band t-shirts underneath, sunglasses. He's happy, Kyle.
Yeah, well, he's cool. He says, "I get it. You're pure dominance. Well, I came out here to talk to your face because that's how I do things. I talk face to face." And, well, he's interrupted because Pete Dunne comes out. You wouldn't know because he comes out with that new music that I'm not too big on.
Didn't even notice
It's just like droning noise.
To be honest, his last one was that as well.
His last one had some bits that were cool. Like, I agree. A lot of people think so, yeah.
Not this guy.
Yeah, this one. I guess this is the part where I slide in the hot take of Roman's new theme isn't really fitting to Roman.
It's grown on me a lot, actually.
The piano still sounds so weird.
It's grown on me because it's a bit different now.
Yeah. I think he should get new music. It just kind of wasn't what I expected from this character.
It sounded... We watched SmackDown together. We watched that match.
Yeah.
And it was jarring at first, especially the piano. It sounded...
It's weird.
But the more I've listened to it, it's quite catchy. It definitely reminds me of Succession. I've played that to you a few times. But what I do like about it is it's kind of got elements of his old theme in it. So it feels like he's... Like, the character has evolved. Everyone's like, he's evolving into the final boss. And now it's got, like, portions which almost has the dun dun from the Shield music. And then it's mixed in with this kind of piano which kind of feels more like the Mafia boss. Like, think Godfather and stuff, they're always listening to like classical music and things. What I don't like about it though, and this is my thing with all the WWE themes, it sounds like it's made on a computer. You know, that doesn't sound like a real piano. It doesn't sound like real drums or anything. It sounds fake.
Yeah.
And that's what especially main roster just feels. You watch it and you've got these fucking screens with people. It feels very fake. And that, I think, like this same theme, but like a Jim Johnson one with real instruments or something could be really good.
I think he should have vocals in like a song, because I think they're trying to go with like the rock, right? The Rock's theme wasn't straight up rock music or rap music, like hip hop. It was kind of like a fusion.
In between,
and that's what they're definitely trying to go for with him, with the trap mixed drums mixed in with the guitars and stuff as well with the piano. But it doesn't, like, he comes out, he's epic. He's in this epic reign. I'm loving Roman Reigns right now, but I'm like, it just didn't kind of fit. It sounds like an Eminem beat from like a few years ago. It's just kind of like, okay. Like, I don't know, maybe they do add vocals.
I'm wondering as well, kind of changing the lighting and stuff to fit the music more, because he still came out just his Roman blue, like, standard lights.
Right, yeah.
You know, and maybe if something fitted in with the piano a bit more. But yeah, I've listened to it a few times. I'm still undecided whether it works for entrance music. That's the thing,
yeah,
but it's kind of catchy.
You knew it wasn't the right move for Roman when it's another one of these WWE themes that got the in the beginning of it. Instantly, you're like, really? That just makes you like, that doesn't sound like original. You just plucked this out of someone went, okay, here's 100 beats, pick one, and they went, all right, that one sounds cool. Let's add a to the beginning. It's like, come on.
What's with these choirs right now?
Choirs also so hot right now.
Pete didn't have one.
Pete doesn't have a choir. He's got raging guitar. I mean, Kyle's theme is new, and that's grown on me, but I feel like they've added to it.
I can't remember any of them yet. I need to listen to a few of these back, but none of them are doing... WWE music in general right now isn't really doing it.
Just do what Tony Khan does. Just be like, what do you want? What do you want as a theme? You want Tarzan Boy? All right, fuck it. Here it is.
Yeah, they don't want to pay for it forever, though. That's the thing.
But you just do it for a few years and then move on.
Yeah, but then it sucks on the network. You go back and watch some of those old things, and it sucks when the music's been removed.
Or just try out different music companies. Clearly, they use...
Yeah.
You hear, like Jeff Hardy Boy's theme song, it's stock footage music. You can find that in commercials and stuff. Same with MJF's from AEW.
Right.
His theme is used everywhere.
Okay.
Like, these are from, like, stock things, and that's what WWE does as well. The reason that a lot of these themes, like the licensing came up and stuff, is also because they don't want to renew the licensing for that specific... like under that portion. So they probably have deals with all these things, but just maybe pay a little bit more and you get better, like, sounding things.
You can't pay more because they're paying to get Eva Marie back on Raw.
Yeah, you're right. And like, we got to do that.
So it's like, do you have a good theme or do you have Eva Marie? Come on.
It's tough.
You've got to weigh it up.
Does Eva Marie have a good theme?
She doesn't need a good theme. She's Eva Marie.
Just no theme song.
No theme.
Just comes out.
Just come out for a whole 3 hours of Raw.
Right. Yeah. With red nails.
I think she's purple now, isn't she?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mentioned Pete Dunne came out. Sorry we went on a tangent, but we had to talk about theme songs, and Pete Dunne isn't recognizable anymore.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
I'll listen to it again later.
Pete interrupts Kyle O'Reilly and Karrion Kross, and Pete Dunne says, "Are you two having a laugh? I don't care about this new, cool Kyle. Don't care about you. And I don't care about Kross being the NXT champion. I'm the baddest man in NXT." And then he's interrupted because out comes Finn Balor, who comes out raging, says, "Pete Dunne, been there, done it." Kyle O'Reilly, been there, done that, twice, and then goes up to Cross, carrying Cross, and it just ends up being an all-out brawl. All 4 guys just start fighting.
Finn is cheeky here.
Yeah.
Because he's going to, he's pretending like he's going to say something, and he just forearms Cross in the face.
Yeah. And then it's just all 4 guys going at it here, brawling. Kyle, Pete, and Cross and Finn, they're all going at it, and then security tries to separate them. There's a security guard who eats this crazy Saito suplex, the Doomsday, from carrying Cross. It just looks nasty, dropping him on his head. And then from all this chaos, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory from behind attack Karrion Kross. He tries to get the advantage even on both of them, but then it's double super kicks and all this stuff. So they're kind of getting the upper hand over Kross here for next week. But overall, I enjoyed everyone's...
Yeah, big beat down from them, actually.
Yeah, they beat him up and take him out here. So, the super kicks and everything. But overall, the 4 main guys of NXT lately have been these 4. So I thought they all did a pretty good job.
I like it, and I felt this show as a whole was really good at introducing fresh new on the undercard, and now this is your new crop of top talent. And sure, Finn's been in the main event scene for a while, but Kyle and Dunn feels kind of fresh, they're still trying to get that title. So I like this picture of the 4. Do you assume we're going for a fatal 4-way from this?
Yeah, I mean, it looks that way, right? NXT Fatal 4-way?
Yeah.
Takeover?
Part
Is that what they called it? Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Or maybe they'll just do our favorite Fatal 4-way Iron Man match again.
Maybe.
That would be crazy.
Do you, I love the idea of this Fatal 4-way, but mainly because I haven't really been interested in any Karrion Kross main events.
Yeah.
Do you think this is maybe a sign that they think of that, or maybe it's to switch it up? I think it's going to be it'll be a better main event with your Kyles in it, your Dunns in it, your Finns in it.
NXT rarely does this.
One-on-one.
Yeah, at least for Takeover. So maybe it's a TV pay-per-view, TV match, like a big Tuesday night kind of thing. So they haven't done that in a while. So maybe they'd push towards that. I would love if they do another Takeover, because why not do it? But Fatal 4-way match sounds fun between all 4 of these guys, because these guys are good. I would say the odd man out is Kross, because everyone, I think, we're all kind of on the same page. All right, we need to see you bring it. Oddly enough, that was what his promo was on everyone else. He says he's not sold on everyone else. So when everyone watching is actually, yeah. Because I loved Finn Kyle, Finn Pete, and Pete Kyle, those.
And Kyle Pete.
Yeah, they all intertwined there. It was great. And Kyle, yeah. So I think it could be a good match.
Yeah, I like the idea of the 4-way definitely way more than any singles match with Kross, to be honest.
Yeah, I just want the story going down is I kind of want Finn to hang around NXT, and I wish he kind of never lost. I wish he kind of went on this reign, this terror, because I think the story that we kind of want is Kyle eventually getting another shot at Finn and beating him. Yeah. And that's how he wins the title. That's how I see it. There was no mention of Adam Cole. So that is another way. Kyle could get the shot in the Fatal 4-way, and you think he's about to win, but Cole comes back and takes him out and screws him over. Or maybe Cole comes back next week and says, "Hey, did you not hear my promo last week?" Where
oh, that's definitely unfinished, because you had Kyle watching. What I did like was when Kyle stood up to Kross and challenged him. Kross seemed to like the idea, so I think a one-on-one between those two is definitely happening down the line. And I also liked when Finn attacked Kross, Dunn backed off. Dunn was like, "Oh no, I don't want anything to do," and only attacked when he turned. Yeah, I like this. I think they've established these contenders pretty well, and they all have a reason to be there. Dunn beating Kushida, obviously Finn wants his title back, and Kyle's on a roll, so I'm liking this a lot.
Finn is right though. He's I beat you both, so it's really just me who gets the title shot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the others got some gripes, but not as much as Finn. But I like this segment. It kind of makes me want to see this 4-way match or a tournament to get to that match. I don't know, something like that.
This might sound silly, but it was something I noticed on the whole show. I love how everyone in NXT seems to have their own style. You don't see many of them just walking around in their t-shirts. So, sure, some of them, but all 4 guys here. You've got Kross in his beast costume, the waistcoat. You've got Finn in his leather jacket with shirt, always looking great. Dunn is in his, skinny jeans, black shirt. Kyle in his Happy Kyle outfit. But none of them are in there like Finn Balor, Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
And it just makes them feel cooler to me. Like, I'm watching them and these guys feel like the stars.
Yeah, it's true.
Seeing Swerve with his group earlier, it's not like a bunch of guys, and that's why it stands out with The Way, because they're meant to be dorks, and they're all walking around in their Way t-shirts, and it's, I don't know, I think back to the days of, like, The Rock and things like that. Sure, The Rock would wear the SmackDown t-shirt, but I'm thinking of him in, the shirts, the $500 shirts and all that, and I think it makes you feel more of a star than just being in a WWEshop.com t-shirt with your face on it.
Yeah, Jericho, always didn't have a lot of merch for a while because he's like, yeah, my character never wore shirts, so how am I supposed to sell these things? Because I'd never wear it. But, you don't always have to wear your merch either.
No.
But these guys all looked like stars, you're right. Even the Beast vest.
Oh, yeah.
If you dress like a Disney character, you're all right.
You're all right
I guess, in a weird, strange way. I can't tell if I hate it or I love it. Probably hate it.
I used to be big into waistcoats.
You were a vest guy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Skinny tie and waistcoat on a night out.
It's a look.
With my straightened hair.
Straightened hair?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I've made bad decisions.
I've made decisions. We've all made bad decisions. It's fun. Saray versus Zeta Ramir. Is Zeta Ramir, the newcomer here in NXT, about to make a bad decision? Going up against the other newcomer, Saray. Zeta's the one who did the shooting star last week, which impressed the wrestling world with that crazy shooting star. Hats off to Zeta. She's impressive. So this was kind of interesting to see. There's Zeta, actually, who gets the offense early on Saray and locks her in a STF submission hold. But then Saray comes back and locks Zeta in a submission of her own, the Muda lock, which looked great. Saray locks her in the Muda lock. And then there's rope break, so Zeta gets out of here eventually. There's then a running drop kick to the face, against the ropes. We've seen her do this last time she had a match, which just looks crazy. There's then another missile drop kick and goes for the ropes drop kick again, but misses it. And then Zeta goes for some things, but gets blocked. And it's Saray who hits this huge, overhead exploder T-bone Taz suplex Uranagi thing, crushing her. And Saray wins the match.
Yeah, another good showing from Saray. This women's division's just great, isn't it? Zeta Ramir looked good here again. Obviously, she's taking the loss. Saray is the big signing we're going to be building up. But after her beautiful shooting star press last week, I don't think she looked bad at all this week either. And you've got Zoe Stark on the rise as well. And I just think this women's division, top to bottom, is so strong right now, and I love how they're slowly building these people on the bottom on the way up. Yeah,
it's cool to see new stars as well being brought in, and kind of they're enhancement talent, but they're getting stuff in. They're building their ranks, they're going.
Yeah, over the last few weeks, it feels like, or months, it feels like they've moved away from your comedy jobbers that we always have on Raw and SmackDown. Your Cameron Grimes, that character would be getting squashed every single week on Raw, I feel.
Right.
But he does the comedy great, but then when he needs to, he'll stomp on your chest and wrestle like he wants to win, And that's what I like. Even a Zeta Ramir here, who's just doing, putting over Saray, doesn't look bad. Doesn't look like a geek in the loss at all. And I think that's currently with NXT everyone.
Yeah, it's like Zoe Stark.
Maybe Austin Theory sometimes, but even him, he'll put on a good match before losing.
Yeah, it's all about showcasing what they can do and building, and it's fine. We see Imperium in their locker room with an iPad, and they're on FaceTime with Walter.
Yes.
This was kind of weird. It's like they're all watching a Zoom teaching school lesson from their teacher, who's just can you hear me? Wait, can you hear me? Wait, hold on. Is this thing, turn the volume up.
Yeah, or turn the fake crowd noise down while you're speaking German through an iPad that's being picked up by a microphone.
Yeah. I hate this.
It took me about 30 seconds before I went, oh, he's speaking German, because the sound was just bad.
What did he say?
All I heard was incompetence because it's same word in English.
Oh.
But
Was he talking about the segment?
I'll go back and try and listen.
He was talking about how we're doing this via iPad. I can't just send in a video.
Yeah.
Why did you film it like this? Yeah. I don't. Still not didn't
They
make.
just need to sort out the sound. I don't mind talking to the people on the iPad because that feels real, right? Like it's Walter wants to call us lads. Get him on the tablet, but
Quick,
the sound's bad. But then he's talking German, so why do I need to hear it?
Yeah.
Like for us, really.
I mean, he looked better here than he did at that one Survivor Series. So, yeah. Well, does this mean he's coming back? Is that what he was trying to say? I don't know. Is Walter going to come back?
It sounded like he was giving instructions and kind of.
I don't speak German, but I think I actually understood what he said. Maybe we got to listen back. I think what he was trying to say, but in German, he was saying, "Hey Imperium, did you watch SmackDown? Because Daniel Bryan is gone from SmackDown. Therefore, I think we should recruit him
do the match
to Imperium.
Maybe.
And then Daniel Bryan's gonna fight Walter, and that's it.
I think
Endgame.
I think it was more likely because the match has been set up next week with Wolf and Dane. So I think it's more saying like maybe a bit of a warning to Wolf. And why did you show mercy last week and stuff like that? But we can get it translated.
Well, I still think Wolf's going to get kicked out, and then they need an open slot.
It'll be Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Okay. All right.
Now I'm getting crazy. Samoa Joe versus CM Punk, Kota Ibushi versus Kenny Omega, and Daniel Bryan versus Walter.
Okay.
Book it. And Samoa Joe versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Okay, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are my go-to dream. Oh, Andrade Kenny is actually happening. But dream matches right now, that's where they stand.
Gotcha.
That's where they stand, people. Hit me up with the dream matches that are doable.
Right.
Doable dream matches at upNXT Podcast. We go to a dream match in some people's books. Jake Atlas versus LA Knight. I actually skipped Saray backstage with Zeta, who is like, hey, that was great out there. Good stuff. And Tony Storm and Zoe Stark kind of have a face-to-face interaction here. Tony Storm's kind of being a bit of a meanie with Zoe lately, who lost to Zoe. So Stark is like kind of making the save, and it's kind of like, some people. Jeez. More on Tony.
Yeah, Tony
later.
isn't finished with Zoe.
Yeah. Jake Atlas versus LA Knight. He has the microphone, LA Knight that is. He says, the ruler's back. Does he say inches? No, incels. He says, incels will be saying my name, but that doesn't make you cool. Jake Atlas, I'm going to kick your ass so far down the street that you'll need an atlas to find it, or something like that. I loved it. He goes after Jake, who runs at him with a single leg drop kick, like a leg lariat. He goes for a tope, but it's blocked with a European uppercut from LA Knight. In the ring, Atlas comes back with a German suplex for a near fall. Hits him with a super kick to the midsection and these other crazy roundhouse kicks. But eventually it's LA Knight who hits him with the cutter driver, or the BFT, if I heard correctly. But it's like the party foul, the RKO into the face cutter driver thing. And LA Knight pins Atlas.
A quick match, but I actually thought this was LA Knight's best match. And I think mainly because of Jake Atlas.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite a nice, like, quick, exciting match here, and I did like the finish. He kind of hit it out of nowhere, which I liked. But yeah, we'll want to see a bit more from Jake Atlas because I like him and feel he's been floundering a little bit.
Yeah, he's pretty good, and they kind of put him in this enhancement talent kind of position, so he can kind of get out. Remember, he was having some good feuds with some people. Yeah,
he's kind of, since the Swerve feud, just vanished a bit.
Yeah, got beat up so bad.
Yeah.
We see more of the way. It's Indy and Candice, and they're backstage, and there seems to be like a drawing left for Indy, but Candice quickly hides it as Indy's talking about the problems with Dexter and how they're kind of broken up. I guess they're on a break.
I guess.
She's not sure. And then Dexter shows up behind the glass, so Candice quickly changes the blind so she can't see her and says, come on, we need to focus on our match tonight. The women's tag team titles are on the line. We get a vignette for Toni Storm and basically says, Zoe, you don't belong in the same ring as me. You don't belong in the same company as me. You don't even belong or deserve to have the same oxygen as me.
Yes.
Says Toni Storm. She says, you don't deserve to breathe, Zoe. You should die.
She goes, I'm a former women's champion and you're a future nobody.
Wow.
I love that line. You're not a nobody at the moment, but you're going to be a nobody. Yeah.
Wow. So Toni Storm, Zoe, going to have a rematch.
Yeah, I brought you into this business, and whenever I'm ready, I will take you out. I think Storm's improved a lot on the mic. I wasn't really a fan of her promos in the past, and I think she's started to find this heel character. It's taken a bit of time, but like she's starting to feel more comfortable with it, and I thought she had some pretty good lines here and sounded good.
Yeah, she sounded better. We go to Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar. They're all in their suits in the middle of the ring. Santos says, I was a great champion, and I still have a bright future, and I will be, once again, a champion here in NXT. Wild and Raul Mendoza, they call out MSK and say, hey, you're the champs, but you didn't beat us. But last week, we beat you real bad. Yeah, I beat you so bad. Yeah. He says, we embarrassed you, Raul and Wild. We deserve a title match, and we want a tag team title match. Santos says the measure of a man is not what he can do for himself, but what he does for his brothers. And Kushida shows up on the screen, like near the ringside here, and he says, Santos, last week you made a mistake. So next week, I'm giving you an opportunity to face me for the Cruiserweight Championship. Let's do it, says Kushida. So next week is Kushida versus Santos, rematch for the Cruiser title.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And they later on announced that it will be a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy.
Should be pretty good.
Those are the best types of matches.
Yeah.
I'd say.
All right.
They're usually pretty good.
They're normally pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. So LDF also looking for the tag titles.
Yeah, again, next week just looks pretty stacked. They're doing a good job at the moment of booking ahead and booking big matches. Because I'd say a couple of the matches tonight felt big, and we've got Women's Championship and Cruiserweight Championship now next week.
Yeah, because up next is Beth Phoenix interviewing kind of via satellite, I guess you could say, Raquel Gonzalez and Mercedes Martinez. The women's title's on the line next week in a match here. Raquel defending. Raquel says, this title means I'm the baddest, and I've gone through a long list to prove it. Martinez cuts her off, which pisses her off. She says, I'm hungry. I have something to prove. You intimidate everyone, Raquel, but not me. I paved the way for you. I've had those long car rides, those horror stories of the ugliness and grittiness, and you're just that cookie cutter star. You're just the mold that I created. I set the bar. Raquel says, yeah, you set the bar, but you set it down here, and I took it with one arm and placed it so high in the air. You're the first and won't be the last of title defenses. So Raquel, Mercedes next week. Kind of solid promos from both of them, specifically to get like some heat really quickly into this, with Mercedes kind of basically like, hey, I've been on the indies busting my ass for women's wrestling, and I'm just getting recognized now. When people like you just get signed and get, PC-ified or whatever in the WWE. Yeah,
I liked this. It's something I liked about the show as a whole, and I think it's why I enjoyed tonight so much, is they kept changing the settings of everything. So you had like Grimes, who we'll get to, who is more like properly filmed and a bit more cinematic with his vignettes.
Well, he's got money.
Raquel and Mercedes here with just this split screen interview. Even Kushida, when he issued the challenge to Escobar, it wasn't on the regular Titantron on the ramp. It was where the kind of fake video crowd normally is. So it just looked a bit different because he's above the audience, and he even had his like Titantron screen either side of him. It just mixes it up a lot rather than having in-ring promo, backstage promo. It made everything feel fresh and different, and I think they should definitely do this more, because also this kind of split screen just allows you to see both people like directly looking at the camera. It's a bit more stripped back, and I often feel it's when people kind of cut their better work, and it feels more sports-like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does. It makes it feel like when you watch all those sports shows, especially like MMA or boxing stuff, they do this. They do the split screen where they talk shit to each other before the fight next week. That's really real. So, yeah, I thought both of them delivered a solid promo. We go, and I'm excited for that match next week.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Prediction, obviously, I think Raquel retains.
I think so.
Solid, but I think a solid match is what we're going to see. We see Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. They're getting ready for their title defense next, the women's tag titles. But as they go to their tank, they see there's a dog in the tank. Yes, the little doggy, Frankie's dog, Presley, I believe. And they go, "Hey, cutie," and he runs off. And Shotzi says, "Not cute," because they realize that the dog pooped in the tank.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Dog
the doggy pooped in the... Don't you hate when that happens?
I do, but that poo's going to get worse and worse. Wouldn't you want to just clean it right away? Even if you know exactly whose it is. I guess you got a match to go to, but...
They're like, we can't take the tank out because the dog
I'd have
pooped
at least
in it.
taken, like, the log out, and then I can properly scrub later.
Ember says, "Oh, it stinks. Why is it so big? The dog is so tiny. How could it, what?"
But can you imagine, like, you've gone to work, you've lost your championship, and then you're like, fuck, I've got to clean that dog shit out my car.
They're having a real bad
It's
night.
like when you realize you have to do your bed sheets at 5 a.m.
Like we did the
Yeah.
other night. Yeah, that's right. So
That sounds very weird without
yeah, yeah. We finished moving in, and we have a new washing machine in suite, and we're like all fancy. But then it decided to not work.
We're like,
and
wouldn't
then-
it be nice to have clean sheets? So we wash it, and none of them drained at all.
Yeah.
And wouldn't dry.
So like then we had to do like your sheets in the dryer first, and then my sheets trying to do it afterwards, and it's like all just.
We just moved, and it was 5 a.m, and we just like, I just want to go to bed.
So what did I do? Now we have a living room though, which we'd never had
Yeah.
before. So we'd always just hang in each other's rooms, and now I decided, well, we have to wait a few hours for this laundry, so I decided to put on Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah.
We just watched it,
And then we watched Hair.
and then we watched Hair, and then just like YouTube shit.
Yeah.
But, I want to be like Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11, just always eating in every scene.
So basically, what I'm saying is, dog shit in the tank is like having to put your sheets on at 5 a.m.
It's worse.
Yeah.
It's worse. So no tank entrance because the dog pooped in the tank. I hope they like get it. Like, how do you get in there if it's in the tank? That's tough.
Professionals.
Professional cleaners.
Yeah.
The Kenny cleaner. Before we go to the main event though, we see a hotel, the Vanguard Theater or something like that, something real fancy, and it's Cameron Grimes, and he's celebrating his win tonight. He's going to the club. He's wilding out. Clearly everyone's vaxxed down in Florida, and he goes to get a booth and stuff, but apparently someone's bought the whole building, and he turns around and it's Ted DiBiase, who says, "Why buy the booth when you can buy the building?" Ha 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 ha, and walks off, calls him kid, and Cameron Grimes ends with the zoom out drone shot of him yelling, "That Ted DiBiase."
Where do you see this going? Because if it's just a one-off vignette like last week, it's like, oh, it's funny, it's to get that cameo. But now it's 2 weeks in a row with the Ted DiBiase cameo. It makes me think,
Manager.
yeah, is it going to be a manager, or is he going to manage some sort of rival for Cameron Grimes?
Oh man.
Maybe Diamond Mine is his.
Diamond Mine,
Diamonds.
because he's diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
It
not.
didn't really, like, the MMA and stuff
No.
didn't really look very
Ted DiBiase used a great submission.
Yeah.
Called the $1 Million Dream.
He did.
AKA the money clip.
He did,
He is
yeah.
a submission expert.
But yeah, I wonder. It feels now there's 2 weeks in a row that there's more to this, and maybe a manager role, but
A match.
I don't know if Grimes needs that.
No, he doesn't. So it could be like a tryout thing, and then he should beat the shit out of Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, maybe.
Get the heat.
Yeah.
Why not?
Speaking of managers, we haven't seen Bivens and Rust for a while.
Oh yeah. Because he's a diamond in the rust.
Oh.
Right?
Maybe.
Diamond.
Mine.
Diamond. Simon.
Yeah, you could have it be Bivens stable.
Yeah, the
Could
diamonds.
be Tyler Rustin in Sheer.
Dude, is that all he's got?
Yeah.
If he, not the $1 million arm in Sheer guy. The one guy with the $1 million arm.
Yeah.
Fuck. John Hamm?
John Hamm.
We go to our main event. It is the women's tag team titles here in NXT on the line. The champions, Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, come out. No Tank, but they have a Freddy and Jason attire here. Shotzi Blackheart rocking the Freddy Krueger like sweater type gear with the hair, with her hair, and then like the claws come out, and Ember's wearing the mask. And it's hard to do Jason when you take the mask off, because then you're just like in like ratty clothes.
Yeah.
But they still look cool. Specifically,
cool.
Shotzi.
Cool
Shotzi looked
yeah.
badass as hell. Yeah.
And they'd glittered up their titles as well. They pimped it up with some green glitter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, because they're all like spooky and right.
I feel it just means you're going to lose it when you pimp up your title. Remember when Naomi did the like light up title?
Yeah.
And they were like, let's put it on Natalia.
When Edge made the rated R, he lost it right away. So yeah, it's true. Well, this match starts off and it's a brawl. The commentary mentioned this goes all the way back to Halloween Havoc, so it is spooky because this feud has been boiling. So Candice and Indy have it out for Ember and Shotzi here. There's back and forth, everyone's fighting each other, but it's Shotzi and Ember who hit in stereo drop kicks between the trash cans, then double lid to the face of Candice. Indy comes back with a pump kick to Ember, sending her over to the barricade into these chairs. There's then this like face buster onto Hartwell onto the chairs. They then set up all these chairs on the outside, and then a chair on top of 4 chairs, and then they put Indy on the chair. And Shotzi's teasing where Ember's holding the ropes that Shotzi's going to do the dive onto the chairs. We've seen her do this. We've talked about how we've watched some of her Evolve stuff, and we've talked about how this is the moment I saw.
Brandi Lauren match.
It was Shotzi versus Brandi Lauren, where Shotzi did a dive into this mountain of chairs, but Brandi got out of the way, so Shotzi just eats all these chairs. And it was the moment I was like, this woman is amazing. She just ate all these chairs. And she's teasing it here. This spot would look totally nasty. And as all of us hold our breath, Candice out of nowhere with a fire extinguisher blocks the spot.
Save Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah, she pretty much saved Shotzi.
She's like, no.
Trust me, it's like a cat with a spray bottle.
Like, Indy it would have hurt, but you'd have just fallen off a chair. Shotzi would have gone crashing through 5 chairs.
It would have hurt everyone.
Yeah.
Both of them involved with this. You're running at someone who's sitting on top of 4, so 5 chairs in total, and you're running at them, jumping through the ropes. Yeah, no. So really, Candice did her...
Good tease, though.
Yeah, great tease. Get the heat there as well, and Candice put it out with the fire extinguisher. So that looked really cool. We go to a commercial break. When we come back, Ember and Shotzi get back on some offense. I'm getting real Team Extreme vibes from Shotzi and Ember. They're doing real like Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Lita style stuff. There's then a double team cutter from the good guys here, which looked pretty cool. There's then a spot where they set up Candice on the outside on a ladder, and Shotzi jumps off the top rope with a back senton onto Candice, but the ladder doesn't really break. So it's like Candice...
It cracked a bit, yeah.
It cracked, but I am the ladder. Did not break here, but looked really crazy, really dangerous. There's then Indy and Ember in the ring, and Indy then hits Ember with a spine buster onto another ladder, which looks like it really sucks.
Ember was either selling... I'm sure this hurt. You're getting spine busted on a ladder. But her selling was either fantastic or this one really, really hurt her. She was like in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
You can see from this.
Ouch. I sleep on a pillow wrong and my back hurts. So could imagine a spine buster onto like the jagged parts of the ladder.
That's why we've got...
new chairs.
Massage us while we record now.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. We got gamer chairs that you click a button and it feels nice.
Yeah.
She's gonna need that after taking a spine buster.
I feel there's been a lot of like Tobias Funke innuendos that we've been
Freudian slips. Yeah.
Just press a button and it feels nice.
If only life could be like that. There's an assisted moonsault from Candice and Indy where she like lion salts onto the ladder onto Shotzi, which looks nuts. There's then Shotzi who breaks up a bunch of moves there. They are fighting around the commentary desk, and I think Shotzi grabs Wade's mug and smacks it over
Indy's back.
Indy, and it like shatters, and Wade's really mad that not only did he lose his shoe, but he lost his mug.
He lost his cup.
Was it an Everrise mug?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Borrowed it from Tom.
We do need them, the Everrise mugs.
We need our own mugs.
We do, yeah.
Yeah. So they're all fighting around the commentary desk, and Shotzi lays Indy out onto the table, and then Shotzi climbs the lighting grid, the scaffolding thing here, and then jumps off with a flying cross-body splash off this scaffold thing, flying through the air, through Indy, through the announce table. This looked absolutely insane. Loved this spot. Wow.
Yeah, because you saw her climb up, and we were looking and go, that's pretty far away from
high.
the table and a bit of an awkward angle. She hit it perfectly.
In midair, she turns direction of her body to hit the cross thing. The other, like, wow, like
Yeah,
you gotta
this
know what you're doing to do this. This looked really impressive, just crazy. What a badass Shotzi Blackheart is. Meanwhile, in the ring though, it's Ember who's alone with Candice. Sorry, no, I think Shotzi somehow gets back up, and it's Ember who's been taken out as well, and it's Candice and Shotzi who are going at it, and Candice lays Shotzi out, puts a chair down in the middle of the ring, and hits Shotzi with the Wicked Stepsister. It's that face stomp, the surfboard face stomp, but with the chair on the ground as well. So Shotzi's face just gets stomped into the chair.
Indy had hit a springboard elbow through the table to
On
Ember
Ember,
the outside,
on your right,
so
yeah.
taking her out.
So Candice, taking out Shotzi with the stomp, pins her. And new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This is the way.
Yeah, the way. Win the titles on Star Wars Day.
That's right. May the 4th be with you.
This was really fun. I thought this felt way bigger than their takeover match, which just felt a little thrown together for me. Whereas they've really built up this feud since that takeover with the vicious beat down the other week with the vase smash and all of that. So this felt deserved, this street fight, and I thought they worked really hard. Some really scary moments in it. I hope they're all okay. I think these sort of street fights, and it's got nothing like I think it's fucking awesome that women are doing this as well. But I think just because of the body types, like a senton through the ladder, like when it's someone like tiny like Shotzi, it's a lot more scarier to watch than a big muscly dude going through a ladder, you know? And I think it heightens the kind of like the violence and the fear watching it, which makes it exciting. I hope they're all fine, but I thought this was a really enjoyable match.
Yeah, I really loved this match. All four of them were really impressive. Obviously, Candice LeRae gets always, people are always saying, hey, she's one of the best wrestlers, full stop. And I always think, every time I watch Candice, I'm like, man, just such a good wrestler. And in this street fight style, we've seen her with used weapons and stuff like that. She gets pretty crazy with it. And then Indy is someone, I know we just recently did a Melbourne City Wrestling throwback review of Brewery Brawl, and she is known as Impressive Indy Hartwell, and it's that's exactly what she is. And tonight, definitely, some of the big moves and stuff she was hitting,
it was a spot fest, but it was so much fun. There was always something going on, and it didn't feel. I mean, sure, there was some silly spots, but it didn't feel just jumping off shit for the sake of it.
No.
I mean, maybe it was. Shotzi did just jump off a load of shit. But
Man,
I don't know.
that was
this
crazy.
didn't anger me sometimes when I'm watching. I'm like, why are you doing that?
And I love the Freddy versus Jason gear that they had going on there, which looked really cool. Shotzi looks like a star. And jumping off that thing was crazy. So, I really loved this episode of NXT. Honestly, Ruff versus Swerve, which opened the show, was just crazy. What a match where they were just both taking insane bumps, but you could say that the same thing about the main event. All four of them were just taking crazy bumps. So honestly, both of those matches were my match of the night from this show. Really loved it.
Me too. The opening and the close I thought were great. I really enjoyed this whole show though. I think the pacing of it was great. It flowed so well. I already mentioned earlier just kind of how everything felt different. Every single segment felt different, and it was really nice to see a focus on just fresher talent, because I think we've been saying for a while that NXT just feels the same because it's just been Ciampa and Gargano and Cole for so long, and I think having Cole kind of sit off TV for a bit is a good idea, is a good decision. they're going all in on the way. I know I've been up and down being fans and not fans of them, but they're going all the way with them.
All the way.
With giving them the North American and the tag titles now. So, but they have won me over recently. I thought this was a solid episode, and I think NXT have been on quite the streak recently.
This was a really good episode of NXT. Like top to bottom, a great wrestling show. You had great matches. You had like mix of different styles of wrestling, but then you also had great promos from like a lot of people who put in like the hard work, and it's showing off. People are definitely improving here in this system. Yeah. If this is supposed to be developmental, well, it's absolutely working, but it's definitely like a way above developmental. It's becoming 100%. It's feeling like the NXT we like love, like a well put together package show, and it felt like that. So put together, so clean. So
it really feels like their main focus is the women's division. I think they know that they've got something very special in the women's division because the women main evented again tonight, and next week's the women's championship, so I'm sure that's going to main event. And I think they realise, kind of like we've been seeing with AEW, where they've gone, oh, Darby Allin is actually doing pretty good ratings, so he's been 3-4 weeks as the main event now in a row. To be like, let's put trust in him. It feels like that's what NXT are doing with the women right now, and rightfully so, because it's great. The division's great.
Next week looks stacked. Yeah. Title matches. The women's title match, Raquel and Mercedes, and then Kushida versus Santos.
And even...
and the North American title.
It's Theory and Cross next week.
Right. Oh, sorry. So
it is Bronson and...
Yeah.
I think Bronson and Gargano
I think so.
Or that's not scheduled yet. I think that's just happening, maybe.
Got you.
But even things like Dane v. Wolf, I can't say I'm excited about the match per se, but I am interested in this Imperium story. So I think they're doing a great job with kind of promoting ahead, just doing logical booking. You can see the seeds being planted for all these feuds moving forward. Very good show this week.
Yeah, super easy show to watch. I know NXT moving to 2 hours, people are like, oh, that's just more wrestling, but they've been knocking it out of the park as of late, and you're right, they're establishing new stars, whether it be showing us that the main 4 guys here in the title picture are Cross, Finn, Kyle, and Pete, which I'm like, yeah, all 4 of these guys are pretty talented, and I'm super invested in that. But then you also showed me your who was it? Asher Roth? No, Asher Hale, Anthony Henry.
Yeah.
Like you're showing me little snippets of up and coming people. You're Zoe Stark and stuff
Zeta
like that.
Ramia.
Yeah, you're showing me little glimpses of people. I'm like, and potentially these could be the stars down the line. So like, I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. But this was a good episode, and it makes me want to watch next week.
Yeah, me too.
Which is something wrestling doesn't do too much lately. But yeah.
Do you think part of that is the move as well? Not that it makes a difference whether it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but just not having we've got to watch AEW after, or AEW's happening at the same time. It's more like, Tuesdays I can sit down, I can enjoy NXT, I don't need to worry about going on Twitter and reading a spoiler or anything. I can just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, true.
I've definitely found my enjoyment's gone up.
Yeah, enjoyment's definitely gone up. Obviously, we're in up next. We do NXT every week. That's kind of our shtick. But like, it's made me feel like it's a whole different thing. I don't have to compare it as much to the other show and everything like that. So yeah, and it makes AEW feel better too.
Yeah.
So, and AEW's kind of not been that super great lately, as much. Like, some of it's kind of been hit or miss for me, but that's for a different show tomorrow night for BD Elite. Yes, so we also do that show. You can hear us talk all about Darby and stuff like that, because I do love AEW lately, but a few weeks, there's some stuff I'm like, what? What's going on? So thoughts on that on BD Elite. But that was NXT. Thumbs up from us. I know we are in the midst of changing the feedback policy, the feedback thread. So let it be known now. Join that Facebook group, because Tuesdays we'll post up a thread on the Facebook group, and you can write your comments or questions in there, and we can read them here on the show as well.
Yes, we can. But we do have some feedback.
Oh, okay,
tonight,
yeah.
At forum.postwrestling.com. So let's start with Ari from Montreal. Although I am totally for women having street fights, hardcore matches, it's tough to watch sometimes. Both Candice's and Indy's bumps were tough to watch, ladder and table spot. These women have to stop with these dangerous spots. It It was the same in the Becky and Charlotte match, and the number of times Sasha has been horrific bumps. It takes me out of the matches immediately. When the ladder or tables don't break, it can cause more harm than good, especially for the competitors. I know it happens in men matches also, but it seems like it happens more with women. Could be because they are just lighter. What do you guys think? Yeah, I kind of... I agree that it looks worse. Whether it is actually worse or not, I don't know. But I would say we haven't really heard of like that Becky and Charlotte match that either have come out with particularly horrific injuries or anything. So I definitely agree that it does look worse just because you see. But it would be the same if I see Marco Stunt go through a table or Rey Mysterio go through a table.
Right,
like the younger Rey when he wasn't as like muscly.
Yeah.
It's just the lighter bodies I think looks kind of scary when they're taking these bumps.
Yeah. I can't find the forum.
It's for patrons only, I believe, on the forum right now.
Okay, well, you go for it.
So
read all the feedback.
Have you got the Facebook though?
Well, I only see one here, and it's from Mike Hogan, who says, Cross looked like he belonged on Big Break. Huge snooker energy. What an absolute bellend, and of course, nobody is scared of him. Opener was great. Loved them putting Swerve in a prominent position. Loved the decision to give him a group and to have stables in NXT. Main event was nuts. Those 4 women went all out. Enjoyed the show. Seems like NXT is building some momentum again. Reminded me of some of the first 2-hour shows when you knew you'd get 1 or 2 highlight matches and a good variety of talent highlighted. Next week's show is crazy stacked. Good stuff.
Fire Frank says, really enjoyed this episode. Great episode to kick off the new BDE era. Swerve and Ruff was fire, new stars debuting, setting up big matches for next week and teasing Cross's next challenger. Wild main event, the 2 teams put it all on the line. Congrats to Candice and Indy. Shout out LaBoom. Shout out the Tower.
Ah, yes. Shout out the Tower, yeah.
Shout out the Tower.
Yeah, so many Evolve, like, indie people, like going hard here in NXT. So you do love to see it. We go to Andrew from Cape Breton. So now that NXT is not against AEW, I'm starting to get back into it more, and the main difference from the main roster, other than no one getting a rose stuck up their ass, is in the depth of the roster.
Yeah, did you see that?
No, what happened?
Angel Garza told Drew Gulak that he was going to shove a rose up his ass. So in the match, after he beat him, he took out a rose, put it in his pants, and like PK'd the rose up his ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Missing out.
You're missing out.
Yeah. I'm just out here watching Ocean's 11 when I should be watching Raw. Andrew continues, there were 4 legitimate title contenders along with Cross in that segment, with the whole roster of people underneath them who aren't just 24/7 geeks or in tag teams. The possibility for fresh matches is there, and I'm definitely more in favor for just stockpiling people in NXT if the SmackDown is only going to have 8 women on the active roster at a time. That being said, they still have issues of problematic people. I don't know what Drake Younger was angrier about during that pull-apart. The fact the women were fighting or the fact they were likely on birth control and have bodily anatomy. 6 out of 10 show. Clearly, Andrew is not a fan of Drake Younger.
I don't think many are right now.
Sorry.
But yeah, I know what he means about how, like, the whole division, the whole roster's taken seriously. It allows for more fresh matches. You know, like, if you didn't make, like, a fucking Heath Slater or a Bo Dallas a joke, like, I'm not saying they're the most exciting wrestlers, but you have so many more opportunities. I don't know why you'd want talent on your roster where you're like, they're shit.
Yeah.
You know? Because you're seeing the same match. We've seen Apollo versus Big E for the 17th time, and it's probably happening again next week. Whereas you make some of your talented, your Akira Tozawas, your Drew Gulaks, actually mean something. And sure, they might not rack up the wins, but don't have them comedy characters that just lose all the time. It makes a Daniel Bryan versus a Drew Gulak mean something, or a fucking Edge, Akira Tozawa. I don't know. Like, NXT does it right with them.
Definitely. They definitely make people seem important.
And finally, we go to Magan, who says, Candice LeRae is no longer the bridesmaid. It's long overdue that she won an NXT title. The Way have the mid-card on lock, but I suspect Candice's meddling with Index will bite her. That said, the main event street fight was chaotic. The segment with Cross, Kyle O'Reilly, Balor and Dunn set the table for the title picture in the short term. O'Reilly versus Cross should be the endgame. Adam Cole remains out of sight, out of mind. I would be excited for Cross Gargano, but they're a little miscast if they do face off. Zach Gibson got the boot, literally. Frankie Monet's causing trouble everywhere she goes. Her pooch dropping a deuce in Shotzi's tank won't endear her any further. Saray versus Ada Ramir was a solid match. Leon Ruff and Swerve Scott broke out the tool shed with a wild Falls Count Anywhere match. Austin Theory is a dead man.
Oh, man.
What a way to end it, Magan.
That was NXT. It was poop jokes. It was boob jokes. It had everything.
Yeah.
You ever needed.
All of it, everything.
In your wrestling.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Fantastic.
Hey, thank you for listening to us talk about NXT. We talk about it every week. Like we mentioned, BD Elite is the Dynamite show, as well as all the other shows on the Patreon, including all the Up Yours. There's movie reviews. Was Next. We talked about some awesome old NXT regarding Cassius Ohno and William Regal. That storyline is ramping up. So we started from the beginning of NXT, and we're going through. We're in 2013 March, and yeah, there's some good stuff going on there as well. We just recorded a few of the Was Next that just came out the past few weeks, and all the best matches ever, all that stuff, all the podcasts. Patreon.com/upnext. North American tier gets you access to all these shows and access to all the past shows in the catalog. So all the past shows you get access to, only $5, and that's how we make a living.
Yeah, and join us tomorrow. We're going to be doing a live watch-along for Blood and Guts, so 8 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/upnextpodcast. We'll be, doing a live watch-along and then sticking around for our post-show, as always, BD Elite. And if you are a patron of us, patreon.com/upnext, you'll be able to call in, give us your thoughts. What did you think about AEW this week? What did you think about NXT or anything else in the world of wrestling? We love to hear from you.
Yeah, we want all your Andrade, Kenny Omega thoughts and other potential dream matches.
Wild theories.
That we can do. I love it. So thank you for joining us here. Follow the socials at UpNext Podcast. And I myself, Braden Harrington, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And you can find me at Davey Portman.
And as we continue to unpack, by the time we do a show maybe next week, we'll have a completely new set.
No shadows.
Not just a wall right now. But we're in the middle of a move still. We're still getting things sorted. So we've ordered some things for this set. Yeah. We're excited to share with you.
We are excited.
I mean, for the watch along is going to be fun. We're just going to be on the couch.
Yeah,
it'll be great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. So better set coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
We'll look more pro, we promise.
Way more pro.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. May the 4th be with you. And this is The Way.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking each day as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you can never really know what's up next.